He is a two-time Bassmaster Classic Qualifier. He is a Bassmaster Open Champion. Unfortunately, his 2025 Elite Series career came to a screeching halt due to a tick bite that caused heart problems. To talk about all that and more, Kyle Patrick joins me this week. I'm
Bob Cobb from the Bassmaster. Welcome to Mercer.
Welcome one, welcome all, friends, family, freeloaders, fishing freaks, and of course you, my humpers. Happy hump day to all of you, and welcome into the Awkwardly Honest Fishing Podcast that goes by my last name, which is Mercer. This is the 223rd edition of the Mercer Podcast, and I hope wherever you're watching or listening from, that life is treating you well. It is a wonderful week, and next week we're right back to things in the Elite Series. So for the last few weeks, I have been super busy running around shooting shows and shooting tons of underwater footage, swimming with fishes, and I've been really enjoying it. And speaking of which, if you haven't heard, we made a post last week in social media. I got to thank you guys. 500 million views on YouTube. That's right. 500 million, over 500 million views. I think it was 505 million at last I checked. But I'm so thankful to all of you for tuning in to anything we do on YouTube, whether it's Facts of Fishing, whether it's this podcast, whether it's the underwater shorts that we post. Thank you. Thank you. It's unfathomable, unbelievable. I never would have imagined that many people would ever tune into this channel, but I'm thankful for you because of you guys give me the extra motivation to continue to go swim with the fishes and shoot the content that we do because, well, you guys are watching. So it really gives me an excuse to do what I love, and I am so thankful for that. Speaking of doing what you love, if you're in that situation, you're a very lucky person. One of those people is Kyle Patrick. Chased his dream of making the Bassmaster Elite Series, and it's been going really well. I mean, last year finished 16th in Angler of the Year. This year, he's currently in 23rd. I mean, he's qualified for a couple of classics. He's won an Open. For all intents and purposes, his career is on a great trajectory. He's very marketable. He's a great personality. Things just going really, really good. Until he got bit by a tick. And then things started going really bad really quickly. He spent about a week in the hospital and now finds himself wearing a defibrillator for the next 3 months and under doctor's orders cannot raise his heartbeat at all. Has totally changed his life. What seemed like so important to get to Lake St. Clair for the next Elite Series event, that could literally kill him. And it's so shocking, but we're all reminded over and over again of how everything can change at the blink of an eye. And this is just another example of that. And I thank Kyle for choosing this podcast and for being willing to come on here and talk about what's going on, because it's not easy. I mean, trust me, he is so thankful to be alive. He is so thankful this didn't turn out worse. But to be in his situation, to be 28 years old and to be going to two fisheries you should do very well with, trying to qualify for your third classic in a row, and to feel totally fine but be put in a situation that somebody says, if you do what you love, you could die, is pretty tough, pretty scary. And he is very honest and very open about how things are going, how he's dealing with them, and how he got himself in this situation. I could talk about it for a long time, but I think we'd rather just jump right into it. And I'll welcome him right now, Kyle Patrick. Kyle Patrick, this is not a conversation I would have imagined we'd be having.
It's a conversation I don't want to have, Dave. Honestly. Sorry, I'm stress eating. I've been stress eating all for a long time now, for 2 weeks. I think I've actually gained 5 pounds. But anyway, yeah, like it's this weird thing where it doesn't feel real yet because I wasn't supposed to leave until probably Friday.
Yeah.
But like seeing people post on Instagram, like, your classic, like, forgot the boat rigged and we're headed north. It's like, oh my God. Like, it's a little depressing. I think that's why I'm eating so much. Cause I'm just like, I can't do anything. And I'm up here and I'm just stuffing my face, watching Instagram posts, trying to stay hydrated with my coconut water with pulp in it.
Is that important? Is it?
It isn't. I actually, they said like, you really need to like stay hydrated, try to like not be out in the sun for extended periods of time. I mean, you wouldn't believe what I can't do. Like I can't even talk about on this podcast what I can't do. I mean, I can't do a lot of things. Okay?
You still can't do that?
Cannot do that.
Wow.
And I won't say
caffeine?
that 100% listen to that. Like I'm sorry. Like that's just,
you're in love.
That
it's got engaged. I mean,
no, that has not happened yet.
Oh,
the other thing, because I just am like I'm up here and I'm bored and I'm eating and I'm by myself. Caroline's at work.
Oh, what in a weird direction, but sure. Hey,
anyway, I'm technically not allowed to have coffee, and that's what we're talking about. And I did have a cup of coffee this morning.
You had coffee?
No.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah, I gotcha.
So like no coffee, no Zins.
Nothing no enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I tell you what, I go through one of these a day, a full one of these gums.
Mentos? Is that?
Yeah, no, gum. It's like gum. I go through so much gum a day because I'm used to putting in Zins every once in a while, a lot. And now that I don't have Zins or caffeine or anything, like I have to be chewing gum or else I'll eat. Yeah. I actually should put that down. I'm trying to eat on the podcast. I never do that.
Yeah, wow. Be yourself. Wow, you really are a spaz with okay, so before we go with your I mean, and I hate to laugh during the subject because, dude, me and you spent several hours on the phone when all this was going down. This is, and I want you to bring us through that because for a lot of people, they just saw your announcement and they don't really understand what you've been through. But this was also a really not a tough decision for you to make because you really were contemplating fishing against doctor's orders and everything. But how did we get here? What happened?
Well, basically, I mean, so this scared me initially because it was a scary situation. I thought I was over this tick bite because people are like, oh, it's from a tick bite. Well, it's kind of from a tick bite. Basically, the tick bit me. It gave me anaplasmosis, which is a tick-borne illness that, people get. And mostly, like Brock Mosley texted me and said, dude, anaplasmosis, when I was in the hospital, he's like, dude, anaplasmosis, I have to deal with that in my cattle or whatever. So it's anaplasmosis, I guess, is more prevalent in like livestock and deer and stuff, obviously. But luckily I had symptoms. So the week before I cast, I had gotten really sick. I had like aches and 104-degree fever, like in bed, done. So I went to the doctors and they started me on doxycycline, which is the antibiotics you take for tick-borne illnesses. So I got on that early. So by Friday of that week, and I got tested and I said I had anaplasmosis. By Friday of that week, I felt fine. So I went tournament fishing and I'll make this short. Basically, Saturday was fine on Cayuga. Sunday, I went to a little lake called Cross Lake. I started having chest pains in the morning as I'm running down the lake, because your heart's racing. Like it doesn't matter if you're fishing a 20-boat tournament or whatever. My heart's racing, and I'm feeling like chest pain. And I'm like, gosh, that's weird. I must have just slept on it wrong. You can't assume that I have an issue. I'm 28 years old. I'm healthy. So whatever. Kind of ignored it. It went away. Then Monday morning, I got woken up at 3 a.m. with like 50 knives stabbing me in the chest. And I was like, all right, this is not normal. And I got in the car and raced to the ER. But what was, and that's where I'm getting to this. It scared me because they were like, you really are lucky that you didn't like go into cardiac arrest. Like so lucky. And this is after they were like, like what's wrong? And then they got my troponin levels from my blood work and they like slapped these defibrillator things on my chest in the ER. And I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? But then after that, I kind of like was like, okay, maybe it's an isolated incident, like whatever. And so I called a ton of doctors. And they were just like, you have myocarditis. My heart was a third bigger than it should be. And the lining around it as well. And they said, look, if you have to wear a defibrillator for 3 months and, you can't do all these things, like, it's just not worth risking your life to fish because if you get your heart rate up, it can cause a life-threatening arrhythmia, like a high probability, not like, there's a 2% chance it could cause an arrhythmia that could kill you. Like, no, it was like, like 20%. And I'm like, 20% is a little high. That's like a little bit on the high side for me to risk. But then what really did it was I called my dad's friend who's a cardiologist. And he was like, man, how much does this affect your career? Like, is it detrimental to your long-term career? Like, in a big way? Like, are you going to get kicked off the tour or are you going to not be able to fish again or not get sponsors for 10, 15 years? I'm like, no, not at all. Like, this is how it's laid out. And he's like, man, it'd be the dumbest thing ever for you to go fish. And I was like, that kind of is it then. Like, yeah, it sucks to miss a classic. And I would like to have done a bunch in a row without missing one, but I'd also like to fish next year and not be dead.
Yeah. When me and you talked about it, we kind of said, I mean, it's one of those things that if you do it and nothing happens, you're like, oh, glad I did that. But if you're in an ambulance on your way to the hospital or worse,
right,
and you look at the doctor and you look, but I'm trying to make the classic, man. I mean, you just feel like an idiot.
100%.
So
it's just frustrating because I feel fine.
Yeah.
Like right now, I feel like I could run out of my fiance's apartment or our apartment, get in my truck and drive to St. Clair and fish and compete and be crazy and do what I want. But I know I can't. And that's what bugs me. Like, it'd be
harder to deal with. If you felt like crap
harder.
And you were stuck in bed, you're like, well, I can't get my head off the pillow. I feel like crap.
Yeah.
But because you feel fine,
yeah,
it's a
and like
blessing and a curse.
My energy, like, I can't do anything. I can't run. I can't do anything. But like, I'm mentally totally fine. I'm not hurting or anything like that. And it's just a shock. Like, I wake up every morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything today. Nothing. I can, and I can do some computer work and watch some TV, but like, I don't like doing that. Like, I want to be fishing. Like, it's July 30th. Upstate New York is the best fishing in the country. And I wake up in the best, but I'm not complaining because I am alive, and that could have been ugly, like, actually. So you're wearing basically a defibrillator right now, right? Like somebody's going to screen grab this for sure. And that's fine.
A little nip slip.
No, but this is what it looks like. Seriously, look. I have no problem showing you. So this literally has to be in my pocket or.
Wow.
That is in my, and it's heavy and annoying. This is in my, like, this is like probably 2.5, 3 pounds. And it's meant to go on like a strap that like sits right here. And I'm like, no. It's going in my pocket because I'm not wearing like I get the brochure and there's like 2 97-year-olds on the front, like, live your life. And I'm like, oh my. And then this wire comes up and goes underneath. And then there's like little, sensors back here. And I don't know if you can see it, but basically there's things with gel in them. Okay. And so if I have a cardiac event or an arrhythmia, it senses it. And then all the gel packets in here like explode and then it shocks me.
Wow.
Dude, I still am having a hard time comprehending, even now, talking about it. Like, this is the first time I've talked about it like that. And it's so weird because and it's really made me appreciate the Elite Series, what I do for a living. And I've always appreciated it. And I've said that to you on stage before. Like, I just am happy to be here. And it's true, I am. But it all happened so quickly. And when you look back on things that you don't really appreciate, like, dude, I literally get to go out and fish for a living. And I don't have to go into an office and work, or I don't have to, I have flexibility with my schedule. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, what do I want to do today? Oh, I'll just organize the tackle and then I'll go fish. And I'll just go fish today and do little, like, I can choose whatever I want. And when I woke up, like today, I'm like, I can't do anything. It makes me appreciate what I had and what I will have in 3 months 10 times more, 10 times more, 100 times more. It makes problems not seem like and luckily this is not permanent.
Yeah.
So like I'm in the moment. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. But I'll come out of this and I'll be like, wow, that was crazy. But right now it's very intriguing to have such limitations in my life that it makes me appreciate what I have and what I will have and what all these guys have right now. So I don't know if I'm probably sliding off topic, but
no,
it's mentally taxing. It really is. Like, for someone like me, especially, who like has a really hard time staying relaxed and chill. Cause man, I think about it. Like, I'll be on the couch and like, I'll be watching, like a Bassmaster clip or something or whatever. Like, I'll be walking through and like something happens. Maybe it scares me and I feel my heart rate get a little bit, I can feel like my heart rate get a little up and I'm like, oh my God, stop. Okay. Like, mentally it's challenging to think about something so vital that it goes if you haven't had an issue, you're never going to think about your heart rate, right? You don't think about it every day. But I'm now thinking about every day, like staying calm, staying relaxed, not having, and that's mentally draining too, honestly.
Well, and you're also like, if I had to write down on a list, like, who are the most jacked elite pros, like, that are wired every time you see them, you'd be number one, dude. Like, you also are not a person who runs at a very calm level. So, like, I mean, you threw some words at me there of what you got. So how does a tick bite cause, like, how does it cause your heart to have issues?
I've done research, and and I've asked. They said it's just really rare. It basically gets into your blood, and it somehow targeted my heart for some reason. They said it's happened a few times in anaplasmosis cases, but they were like, "Hey, we have your consent to put you in a medical journal?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What do I get paid?" And they were like, "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's about right. That's fine." And it's just it's a rare thing. I think tick-borne illnesses, people don't realize they are bad news. Like Lyme's disease, the effects of Lyme's disease from a tick, people don't realize the damage. When I was in the ICU, there was the doctor was like, "Look, I know you've got it bad," because I was kind of I was stressing out, right? Because I'm in there. I just told you. I'm in the ICU for 5 days because of the heart palpitations. And they're like, "Look, you got a rare one, but we caught it and you're going to be okay, I think." But there are people that now have they can't go to the bathroom. They have a bag now because of anaplasmosis. It got their intestine or something. It targets it can go anywhere if you don't catch it early, or if you're just unlucky like I am. And then Lyme's disease, bone issues. So I don't think people understand, when people say check for ticks, they actually mean check for ticks, because it can ruin your life fast. And it almost killed me. If I had just not woken up on that Monday morning and I was just it hurts, but whatever, I could have died right there. From a tick bite.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about, because they're everywhere. Everywhere. Ticks are everywhere.
Did you even know you had the tick bite? Did you find a tick on you? Do you know where it came from?
No idea. It was one of those things. Anaplasmosis, you could only get it from a tick or a blood transfusion. But I haven't had any blood transfusions in the last ever. So it came from a tick bite. And what's funny is, I haven't said that haven't told you this. My dad got anaplasmosis the week before I did and had the same symptoms. Got on Doxy, nothing happened to him.
Wow.
That's actually the reason that I called and got I did a telemed thing where you go on. I'm I need to be prescribed doxycycline, which is for the tick-borne illnesses. Then I went in. So I actually got on the antibiotics early in my symptoms, because my dad had it. And he said, I recommend just get on them just in case it is, then go get tested. If it comes back negative, then you can just get off them. And so I did everything right, Dave, everything. And it still got to my heart.
Wow.
It's an epidemic. If you look throughout New York right now, anaplasmosis is running rampant. And people with underlying conditions, it's killing them. I didn't really realize it, because you don't until it happens to you,
That's the truth in life, though, sadly. You don't until it happens to you. And
that's how it should be, though. You don't want to be worried about all kinds of things that are going on, or, I don't need to be worried about anaplasmosis, if I'm just trying to hang out in a field. I'm walking through a field. I don't want to have all these crazy thoughts in my brain that make it hard for me to just live my life,
But how do you not? Because honestly, while you're telling the story, I spent the last 3 or 4 days in New York shooting underwater footage where I'm climbing through all sorts of, and literally while you're telling the story, I'm, without even thinking about it, I'm itching. I'm starting. Yeah. You start. So how? Is there anything you would do different?
No,
you can't. If you didn't know where you got it or anything.
What am I gonna? So, I parked my boat at my parents' house. This is 4 weeks ago, and my mom she really likes to keep the field. She's a field. And she just likes to keep it high, not mowed. And my dad's like, Steph, can we please mow this field? And my mom's like, no, I like it. It looks pretty. I'm like, okay. Well, I park my boat out there when I visit my parents. And my mom's now deathly afraid that like the field was where I got the tick. So she mowed the whole thing. But like, seriously, like that, like, there's great boat parking. I'm going to go park in that field. Like I'm not going to stop parking in fields or in grass because I'm worried about a tick. But like, you do need to check. You need to get in the habit of like, if you walk in grass that's above your ankle, you just need to like at least do a peek. Be like, okay, look, there. But what's crazy is I never found one on me.
Yeah.
I didn't pull one out of me. I didn't like, it was just all of a sudden I had anaplasmosis from a tick bite and I never saw a tick on me. So weird. It's such a weird, unlucky thing. But whatever. I mean, what are you going to do? I'm going to work on next year and hopefully, have a good 26 season. And I will give Bassmaster credit. Yeah, it stinks that I won't be in the Classic, but the AOY average is such a big deal that they do a good job with that medical hardship or whatever past halfway through the season. I think that is a really good rule.
So you'll be fine AOY average points wise. It's not going to affect you. It's just going to take the Classic from you.
Right. To be honest, if they didn't have, so for, I guess all the listeners, like I didn't know how this worked until I asked Lisa, but basically if you are more than halfway through the year, which we have 9 events, which means 4 events left, I believe is how it works. There's 4 events left and you have a dire medical situation like I did. Bassmaster will take you out of the AOY race with your current average or with your current AOY place. So I'm in 23rd. They will take that out. And now that's my average for the year of 2025, which is huge because for me being my second year, averages matter a lot more. I mean, Dave, you know this, but I'm explaining it to everyone. So I have a 16th in AOY from last year. And then now, since I took the hardship, a 23rd from this year. So I have like a 19 average overall, which is huge, like really important because the more years you get, the harder it is for your average to fall or go up. So you want to start with a high average.
Yeah.
Because, and they get the rest. Basically, it goes to that if you have a rough year. But if they didn't have that in place, I might risk my health to finish the year. Truly. Because that, like, what if they were just like, okay, so you're going to 0 for the next 2 events? I'd be like, no, I'm going. And I'm not going far, but I'm going and fishing right in front of the ramp just to give it a shot. I can't just take 2 zeros on the year and finish 48th in AOI. Not that that's a bad finish, but it matters from the AOI perspective.
Could cost you your career down the road.
Down the road, yeah.
Avco not only makes incredible outdoor clothing, but they care about anglers with their 10% pledge. Avco and the Shed family donate at least 10% of the company's profits to conservation and making fishing better. Now back to the show. When we had talked last week, you were like, I'm not making the decision till the last minute. And then obviously you ended up making the decision probably a week early if you were going by last minute standards. Why did you choose to do that?
It's a good question. It's because I didn't trust myself to make the right decision. But like I was so on the fence that finally I was just like, I need to post a video and go public with it so that I don't make a bad decision. Like I almost had to tell people that I was like,
yeah.
I almost had to tell people that I was making this decision so that I would make this decision.
To protect you from yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since making that decision, Has it been a sigh of relief, or is it just?
It's kind of just like, this is what it is. I'm just bummed about the Classic. Like, now it wouldn't be as bad if it was like my first Classic or something like that. But I just love competing in the Classic so much. And that's what that's like the, like the Classic. And it just bugs me because I'd worked really hard. Like, I had a brutal start to the year, 96 at St. John's. Like, bad. That's a bad tournament. That's a really bad tournament. And I was down and out, and I was like, all right, I got to make the Classic this year. Like, I need to come back and catch them. And I grinded my way back. I had a 30th and then like a whatever. I don't know even what I had, but it was like a slow, like it wasn't as good of a season as last year. Like, I didn't just start out crushing it. And I was proud of myself that I like mentally, because I was ruined after the St. John's. And then I climbed out and I'm like, all right, I'm here. I can make the Classic. Then I, top 10 pass with Tank. And I was like, all right, I'm on. And then to have it end so abruptly and like not on my terms, or, it's just a bummer. But looking at it positively, like you said, I work the Classic, make the sponsors happy. Hopefully that's the only time I will be at any of their booths, any of the days. And at the end of the day, it is my health. And that's the thing. That is what's making it easier, is like, I really like my life outside of fishing. And there's not much of it because I fish, so like fishing takes up so much of my life, but I like my life a lot. And it's not worth, like you said, like, hey, Grandpa, like, why are you permanently in a defibrillator? Oh, well, I wanted to fish the Bassmaster Classic. Well, what's the Bassmaster Classic? It's like, oh, well, it's like this, because if you don't know fishing, let's face it, like the Bassmaster Classic, you don't know it. It's like saying, the Daytona 500. Someone doesn't know racing. They probably don't know what the Daytona 500 is. It's not worth my life. And that's not a shot at Bassmaster. That's just a shot.
No,
it's
the damn truth.
It's the truth. Like,
but your situation's a little tougher in the way that you had to make the decision. Like, and
I know.
Like, if you, God forbid, were in a car wreck and your arms were broken, you're like, well, I can't cast. I don't have a choice here. Like, there's no, but to feel fine and have to make the decision. I know it probably sucks. And what was it like? What were those 5 days in the hospital like? Was it scary?
It's funny. It wasn't like, it was scary, but I was like, I just have this thing, and that's why this decision was so hard. I have this weird thing where I'm like, I'm fine. Like, this is crazy. Like, I am, like, in my brain, I'm like, I'm totally fine. I'm 28. I do whatever I want. I run around. This is out of control. Like, this is like almost fate. So the whole time I'm in the hospital, I'm lying. I'm tired because, like, when your heart gets big and like my ejection fraction or whatever, which I believe is like how much blood is like getting pumped by your heart, it was lower. So I was tired, and I'm like more like, even still, like, I'm a little more out of breath. But I'm still sitting in there just like, man, I'll be fine. Like, this is all like this sucks, but like, I'm going to be in a week, I'm going to be out fishing and I'll be fine. So I never was like scared. The only time I was scared was when I was in the ER and they were freaking out in there. I was like, okay, but then they were like, okay, it's everything's fine. Like, we're going to put you in, we're going to admit you. And, they kind of calmed down because they had everything situated. And then I was like, okay, they'll probably just tell me to go home in like a couple days. So I just have this sense of, and I think everyone does until something bad happens to you. You get this sense of like, oh, that's never going to happen to me. It's like car crashes or like wearing your seatbelt is the perfect example. They're like, dude, wear your seatbelt. It was like, dude, I'm 5 minutes from home. I make this drive all the time. And then you get in a car crash and kill your friend or something like that. And that's real. Like a guy I know and grew up with, it's super sad. He was at the beach. He dove in the water, and there was a sandbar that he didn't see, hit his head, killed him.
God.
Literally last Saturday, dead, 29, dead. He got to the hospital and he was in a coma forever. So they pulled the plug. His family. So like, it can happen to anyone, and this is why I'm saying you can't live your life in fear, but you also do need to do simple things like just check for a tick. It's so easy, so easy. And I'm not saying that wouldn't have helped me, but it can help you because I don't know if you've read any of the comments like on Bassmaster stuff or anything. People are coming out and they're like, yeah, my buddy got a tick bite. And now the amount of people that have DM'd me and said, yeah, I got a tick bite and it completely has ruined my life. Like my bones are brittle. I can't do anything because I didn't catch the lime or whatever. And I'm like, man, it's a lot more serious than people, make it out to be.
Does that help give you some perspective? I mean, you're shut down for 3 months. You're missing some stuff. You're missing the classic, but this shouldn't be long term. I mean, it could have been like it
could have been. Yeah. And if I don't rest and I don't keep my heart rate down, it could be long term, but it's not going to be because of my decision that I made. But having someone I knew like die and people having all of this, I'm like, all right, it's not the end of the world. It's really not. Like I can still talk to you. I can still talk to, do a podcast. Like I can still work on stuff for next year. And like I said, it makes it perspective is the biggest thing that sort of it's given me is because I went from doing whatever I want to now not doing whatever I want, but also realizing that I'm not dead or, permanently injured. I mean, I don't know how I would be able to live if they were like, yeah, you can't fish again. Like you can't, your heart is too weak to go out on the boat and fish again. So thinking about that, the decision was pretty easy when I talked and had that sort of, aha moment. I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
So the other scary moment, maybe even the scariest moment in this was when you're laying in bed and you're feeling chest pains. And how bad, like if you hadn't have gone to the hospital that morning.
I think I would have died. Because my heart was getting bigger. Like you can only get your heart can only get so big. Like it was a third bigger. So like if that's your heart, my heart was like that. You know what I mean? Like a third bigger. So that was because the Sunday. So remember, I got anaplasmosis. I had it. I knew I had it. I was on doxycycline. Friday, that whole week leading up to ICAST, Friday I was sick. Friday I felt better. I went and fished a tournament on Cayuga on Saturday. Totally fine. Sunday, I fished a tournament. In the morning, I had like minor chest pains that felt weird, but at my age, I can't consider that a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I slept on it weird. And then Monday was when I woke up, having remembered my chest pain I had on Sunday, when I woke up and I had that amount of pain, like in right here, I was like, man, this can't be good. And I started putting it together. Like I was like anaplasmosis, infection, chest pain, like that's probably bad. And I knew it was bad because I got up and I didn't even wake Caroline up because Caroline rolled over and was like, God, you're being dramatic again. Like, go back to sleep or something.
Oh, God.
Well, because like sometimes like I'll wake up.
Just so you know,
like,
she will never say that for the rest of your life now.
I know.
Ever again.
I know. And I was like, no, I actually, like, this hurts. Like, this actually really hurts. And she's like, okay, do you want me to do anything about it? And I'm like, no, it's okay. Go back to sleep. And then I got up and I was like, I leaned over. I remember this is 3 a.m. I leaned over the table upstairs in my underwear. And I was like, I tried to like move in a position where it didn't hurt. And I was like, man, this is bad. And I just put a shirt on, pants, and got in my car and drove so fast to the ER. And you're not supposed to do that.
No.
Like I'm probably supposed to have someone drive me, but I didn't care because I was actually scared. I was really scared because I knew in that moment that the chest pain was heart related, 100%. They didn't need to diagnose it. Like I was like, this is bad. Because there's no, you don't just get that amount of pain in your chest unless you've had like a blunt trauma or you have a heart issue. When they say chest pain, they mean it. Like you're going to know because this is what's so weird about this situation. If you haven't had that, when people say, if you have chest pains, like make sure you're like, blah, 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 it's a foreign idea. Cause you're like, I don't even know what that means or feels like. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to know if it's bad enough. You're going to know. You're going to be like, all right, I need to go to the hospital immediately. I should have gone Sunday. Looking back, I should have turned the boat around in that tournament and gone straight to the hospital. And I wonder if it would have been, if it would have turned out differently. Because looking back on that Sunday, I was driving down the lake in my boat with my buddy, and I had that chest pain, and I was like kind of short of breath a little bit. But I'm like, what? Like you it's hard to.
You start thinking you're thinking it even, probably.
Yeah. It's just a weird, and I'm down on the boat, like trying to breathe and stuff. And he's like, dude, you good? I'm just like, look, here, I said, you need to call 911 if anything happens to me and not go back. I said this to him. I said, if anything happens to me right now on this boat, this is when we got to our first spot. He was rattled. I'll be honest. I kind of scared him, but I was like, you need to not try to drive this boat back to the ramp. You just need to call 911 and go to the bank. Like, that's what you need to do. And he was like, dude, are you all right? I'm like, dude, forget I even said it, but just remember that for the rest of the day. Because like I said, I knew something was off to the point where I was like, I'm in a tournament, but I'm 28. I'm fine. So I don't know. That's something to be. That's another thing. If you feel that chest pain, you don't want to mess with it. Even if it's nothing, go to the ER, doctors or whatever. Because, dude, it scared me. That was a scary thing.
Well, now you need to rebuild and focus on the positive, and that's what you're trying to do in between eating, right?
Caroline hates me. She buys these. Yeah. Oh, I have an eating problem. I think it's seriously, it's bad. It's so bad. And I don't know how. I think Caroline said I need to see a therapist for my eating. That's how bad it is. Because like I will eat and she'll go to the grocery store and buy a bag of chips, some pretzels, and a bunch of yogurts. And like I eat them all in a day. Like I'll eat the entire bag of chips, the entire bag of pretzels, and like 5 of the 10 yogurts. And she comes home and she's like, Kyle. And I'm like, no, I know. I'm like bloated and I feel gross, but I'm so bored that like I'm full, but I keep eating. And this is what happens when I don't have fishing, Dave. I don't know what to tell you.
So the new ad campaign for the Elite Series should not be like, it's not just so what it gives you, it's what it stops you from becoming. Being on the Elite Series stops me from having an eating disorder.
And not an eating disorder like you would think. Like I am overeating. Like I actually have an eating. I think it's, I don't know.
You're binging. You're just not purging.
I'm binge eating badly. Like it's taken a lot of strength for me not to eat that whole bag of crackers while we've been on this podcast.
Oh, feel free to eat. Feel free to eat.
No.
I mean,
why are you telling me that?
I want you to be natural. I don't. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on you. You feel free to do whatever you want. You showed us your nipples. I mean, what else?
Wow. I didn't show the nipples, but you know what's good about this thing? Back to this. This gives me like an understanding.
The reminder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gives me the reminder because I actually was bothering my cardiologist. I can't believe I have a cardiologist, but I feel like I'm 87. But I kept bothering him. I'm like, dude, is this thing really necessary? Like my troponin levels, everything's normalized, except my heart's a little bigger. And he's like, look, I'm not telling you that you have to wear it, but if you have a sudden cardiac death and you're not wearing it, you're going to die. And if you are wearing it, you're going to live. So just take that in consideration, figure it out. Like I don't know what to tell you, like, because I asked him like 10 times. And so that sort of is why I'm continuing to wear it, because I want to live.
Yeah. Well,
now I don't think it's going to happen because he said, like, you know, you are young. It's not like you're dealing with myocarditis and you're an 83-year-old male. You're going to probably heal a little quicker, but you still have, I was having what's called tachycardia, something like that. It is bad, dude. It was bad. That's why I have this, was because of the arrhythmias. It wasn't because of the myocarditis. I have this because the myocarditis was causing specific arrhythmias that are life-threatening, considered life-threatening. And in the hospital, this is what really scared me. I didn't even tell you this. When I was attached to all the things, you know, they've got the monitor up there. I had one. I had a arrhythmia that I felt. And I was in the chair and my heart just all of a sudden started beating like really quickly. And I was like, holy smokes. And then the screen thing was like, beep, 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 beep. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so terrifying. And then I felt it like normalize again. And then the nurse or the people came in and they were like, and I was like, yeah, I felt that. I don't know what that was. So I actually visually and like physically felt what they were concerned about. And it was real, very real. That's why I have no problem wearing this. Cause I know, like it's rare that you can see, like when you have a disease, they're like, this is what you have. It's inside of you. And you're visually, you're like, I don't see it. But I could feel and see everything happen with my heart. And I'm like, that's not cool. That's really not cool. That's a real thing that could kill me. Wow. And so, yeah. So, yeah.
It's wild. Wow. So fishing literally could kill you.
Yeah. Well, anything could, because.
So you just got to stay calm.
I can't do, stay calm is relative. Like I have to keep my heart rate. My resting heart rate is pretty low because I'm somewhat athletic. So my heart rate's like 55 to 60. I need to keep it like below 85, pretty much. Which means that's not that crazy. Like 85 is not like, you're running a marathon. 85 is like you're fighting. 85 is like I've run 70 miles an hour in a bass boat for the past 11 years, 10 years, or not 85. I've gone 70 miles an hour in a bass boat for 10 years. And if I got in a bass boat right now and went 70 miles an hour down the lake, I guarantee you my heart rate would be above 80. I think anyone's would be.
Wow.
Because you have to be vigilant. Like everything is amped up. Like you got to be thinking ahead of where you're turning or what's in front of you. So like think about a blast off scenario. We don't shotgun start, but you're still, the bass boats are in front of you. You're running through the waves. You're turning your wheel. That is, when I was talking about fishing, Dave, I was like, okay, I could, no matter what number I draw, I could sit at the dock, let everyone go, and then idle out to where I was going to go fish. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then what happens? I catch a 7-pounder or a 6-pounder, and it's the smallmouth jumping all around the boat. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh God.
Your heart rate would spike just sitting at the dock, watching everyone leave. Like just the thought of like, I'm boat 29 and I'm sitting here still, like you would.
Yes.
So listen, one of the things that impresses me about you is you're not only a great dude, not only a great angler, but I consider you a great business person. It's time to use this for your advantage. Call all of your sponsors, tell them the story, and then renegotiate. Nobody's going to pull the rug. It's a tough sponsor thing. I know. Like, hey, I need this 5-year deal. Nobody's going to say no now, Kyle.
Don't think it didn't cross my mind. Don't think I wasn't like, how can I use this?
Avco not only makes incredible outdoor clothing, but they care about anglers with their 10% pledge. Avco and the Shed family donate at least 10% of the company's profits to conservation and making fishing better. Now back to the show.
No, but you know what I really would like is for Zoll. They're not a sponsor.
These people, Zoll.
Yeah, Zoll. Hey, look, I got to give them credit. Here's the deal. Without Zoll, which frankly I hate them right now because it's a really uncomfortable bra that I have to wear.
Stop. You can't say that.
No, listen, hear me out. Zoll is actually a lifesaver. 95% of their patients that they have put on this vest have lived. So regardless of whether they had an event, a cardiac event or not, 95% of people that wear this post myocarditis or something, they live. So you can't argue with the odds. And I like having those odds behind me. So I'll wear Zoll's product. And frankly, people, this is not something that just comes from myocarditis. Like, but myocarditis is a serious issue. Like athletes that you hear about, you hear about athletes every once in a while just dropping dead. Like I remember, when I played soccer all through college, obviously high school, middle school, and I played like on a travel team. There was a kid at one of our travel, it's hot out. It's like 95 degrees, passes out, dies. That's from your heart expand. A lot of that comes from myocarditis because your heart gets so big, like swollen, I guess, from something. And then it's not pumping out enough blood. So you pass out and you die. Like, So Zoll is like one of the only ones that has this deal figured out, and I like it. And I want Zoll down
The
that
Zoll
Phoenix.
wrap.
The Zoll wrap. The problem is
I wore Zoll because my heart was swole.
yeah. I could do a lot with that. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoll. Come on.
Yeah.
Take care of this guy.
Here's one thing I'll say though. If we had to do like a product, sort of overhaul with them, like Kyle, like what could we improve on? And look, it's going to save my life, so I have no complaints.
Yeah.
But this thing is so heavy and bulky. Like, it's huge. And I'm ripping the pockets in all my shorts, keeping it in there. So maybe like if you could go to like a wallet sized or like an iPhone sized deal where it just slides right in, that would be nice.
It's saving your life, dude. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
if they came in and gave you like a little thing that was this big, you'd be like, this little thing's going to save my life. I mean, dude, it's
right.
not even like, it's not even close to the size of one of your graphs. When you really think what it's accomplishing.
Yeah, you're right.
Have a cracker.
No. I put in gum. That's what I have a gum addiction now. See?
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say.
How has what has the feedback been from other anglers? There's been a lot of posts, a lot of support. Like that's got to feel good.
That's been nice. Like knowing that people are like, you know what? Like you made the right decision. And people are going to say that regardless. But I think this time it was across the board. People are like, look, this is not something to mess with. And obviously the outpouring support of like, hey, like we're going to miss watching you and, your energy and that stuff. Like that's all nice to hear that people, enjoy watching me fish or following me. And then the anglers have been great, they understand for sure. I think that this is just one of those situations that like, it's not like I want to take a medical exemption, and I'm sure that someone, frankly, is going to be really happy with me at the end.
Yeah, you're about to help somebody.
Instead of having 100 anglers, we're going to have 101. So someone's going to owe me a steak dinner. And when I find out who it is, I am straight up texting them and being like, when's the steak dinner you're buying me? We'll go together, but you're buying me one.
I had to almost die for you to make the Elite Series.
And someone's going to make the Classic. Oh, wait, no. Yes,
well, because you're not going to make the Classic. So assuming, there's still two more events, but assuming you were going to qualify from those two events, which I would assume you were in 23rd, you're going to St. Clair and La Crosse, two fisheries you should do well in. So I would assume you would have. Extra person, not an extra person, but someone will replace your spot in the Classic. But there will be an actual, when an angler takes medical absence, it's 100 anglers plus exemptions, whether they be legend or medical exemptions. So by adding you as a medical exemption, some extra person, one extra person that would have been eliminated at the end of the season from the Elite Series will not be eliminated. So, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
what
that.
It is. There is that. Piss me off. It really does piss me off that I can't finish. I'm so competitive. Like, it's crazy. Like, everything I do, pretty much. And I know how to turn it on and off.
I don't think you do. I'm watching you during this entire podcast. Dude, you're a spaz. You can't sit still. You're either itching, chewing, or I don't think you can turn it off. I think.
Dude, it's so hard. And you're right. But now especially, I'm locked. I'm like locked into doing nothing for 2 months. And that's tough. That is tough for anybody. I don't care who you are. If someone says to you, you can't get your heart rate up above X value, and basically they said for the first month and a half, that's anything over a light walk. For the next month and a half, it's like incredibly, like a little over a walk you can do. So like I can maybe walk another mile or something. When they tell me that, like, dude, my whole life involves high heart rate, like you said. So I'm just like, I mean, I can feel when I go lie down to go to bed, like my feet and legs and arms, like they itch because I haven't done anything, like any sort of release of energy. It's crazy. I don't know if anyone can understand what I'm saying, but you ever it's so weird. I feel like almost like I'm in pain when I'm lying down at night because I haven't done anything all day. Nothing. No walking, nothing. I'm basically sitting on this couch or sitting in this chair doing work. And that is like, that's where I'm saying my mental like focus needs to be top notch the next 2 months so I don't blow a fuse.
What do you think the morning of August 7th will be like? That is day one of Lake St. Clair.
I'll probably watch every second of it, honestly. And I'll be angry. I'll be angry. I'll be eating a lot. You know, if I treat it like the Super Bowl and like cook up like just a spread of food and put it on 2 TVs and watch. No, all jokes aside, I will watch and I'll be angry, but like I said, I can't be that angry. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I can fish next year. I was really hoping that I could fish the Champlain EQ, but that's going to be pushing it. I think that's September 18th because I was hoping to fish that one and then fish a Wheeler and Okeechobee just for that off chance that something cool could happen and I could win one of them and make the classic. After that whole thing, like I would be like, I want to give myself the opportunity to have a cool, story of getting in. But I think that's going to be kind of out of the question. And especially like September 18th, like it's like, it seems far away, but it's not with my condition. And like I ruined my Elite Series year next year because I fished the EQ too early. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But what?
You did rally for you had put some work and some thought into a way to try and fix your situation. If other anglers get in your situation with classic qualification, that isn't going to happen. Do you think that's the right? Like, where are you sit with that? I
presented it because I asked a few other anglers. I asked, I think like Lee Livesey, John Cruz, a couple other guys, just what they thought of it, and they didn't have any problem with it at all. I think it's just hard, and this is what I talked to pretty much everyone at Bass that I could about it. And I think the consensus was basically the classic's so pure that it's hard to really it's just a hard line to walk, like to give an exemption in, like, could it be abused? And I just didn't think they wanted to even go down that road, which I slightly understand. I mean, the medical exemption's been abused. And that's just a fact. And we won't get into it here, but I mean, what I'm going through right now is a legitimate reason to take a medical exemption, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
There are other people, other anglers in the past 20 years that have taken a medical exemption 100% that should not have taken it. And every angler would tell you the same thing. They know. So I think that hurt my... Because I told Chris and Philip and Lisa, I said, it doesn't have to be implemented for me. How about just like next year? If this happened to Jay Shakurit, he would have to choose between pulling out his first AOI standing or sitting out for 2 events and finishing 30th in AOI just to make the Classic. That doesn't seem right because he's already in the Classic. So even if the rule stated, if you have enough points, projected points to be in the Classic and not finish the year, you should be automatically exempted. Like if I had 530 points.
Yeah, if you can't be knocked out mathematically, I agree with, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I didn't really argue. I'm like, I mean, sure, could I finish 90th at the next 2 events in a row? Yeah. So mathematically, I could get knocked out. But like, if you couldn't, I think that should be a rule next year. If you have to take a medical exemption by some weird reason and you're at the top 10 in AOY with 2 events to go, you're in. You're in the Classic. And you could take the medical exemption. And I thought that was an okay rule. And I had it mapped out. I sent the rule in, but I get it too, man, because it's like tough luck. Like that sucks, but like we can't really make exceptions for such a big event. It's the biggest event in fishing. I get it. So I didn't complain. Just sucks.
Yeah. No, and that's the truth. It just sucks. I mean, I'm a believer in everything that happens in life, good or bad, happens for a reason. It's a learning lesson, whatever. What do you think you learned from this? Or can you even assess that yet?
Yeah, like I said, I think the biggest thing is learning how lucky I am and we all are to do this. Because the minute I can't just go jump in the truck and drive the boat to the launch or get up and, do whatever, like look forward to driving to a tournament or whatever. Like I didn't take for granted what I do for a living and what we all do, what you do. But like at a certain point, it just becomes your life. So you're not thinking about it's natural. You're just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to get up. It'd be like if I had it'd be like if you're a billionaire, like you're just like, everyone wants all this money, but like, it's just sort of, you already have it. So you don't wake up and think about, I wish I was a billionaire like everyone else does, and now that I don't have it and can't do it, it puts that into perspective. So that's, as of right now, that's the learning left. That's my takeaway, I guess, is just thankful for what I do. And yeah, that's it so far, Dave. I mean, I think that it's, and I said in the, I sort of said to the anglers, I was like, hey, I'm likely going to be out for the year. So, let's put, what did I say? I'll look it up because it made me like angry that we're all arguing about forward facing. Because like I said, probably out for the rest of the year. So no matter what happens with forward facing sonar or any of this BS, just be happy you can fish. this situation has made me realize how lucky we are to do what we do for a living, no matter what the rules are. That's a fact. Because everyone's yapping all forward, fainting sonar, blah, 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 and I'm just like, dude, take it away. Don't take it away. I don't care. I just don't. I want to go out and fish.
Yeah. Perspective is amazing. And when something's taken from you, it makes you look at things very different. And that's the sad truth about life. I mean, things as simple as going to the bathroom. Everybody takes it for granted. But the second you can't, guess what? Both people get very grumpy. I mean, it's and I always think about like your body, your life. Like, dude, you've a thing that you've never thought of that now you pay attention. Like a moment ago, you were scratching your chest, and I'm like, I'm now paying attention. But there's a machine in you that beeps. And I'm not talking about the machine that's around you. I'm talking about the machine that's like our bodies are amazing. Like if you looked at your body like a car, like if you could, like the fact that you can cut your hand and do nothing to it, just keep it clean. And guess what? It's going to regenerate and it's going to scab and it's going to, but before you know it, there's going to be skin. And maybe if you cut it really bad, there'll be a little scar that you can look at. But could you imagine if you were selling cars and you were like, if you dent this bumper, it will regenerate, and within a couple of weeks, it'll just be a slightly different color, and then everyone will buy your freaking car,
dude,
and we live
like
with
$10
that. $10
million car.
It's wild. It's wild, but I mean, the most important thing is you're healthy. You know what I mean? You will be healthy. Get through this few months, and you'll be back and you'll be fine. And the fruit bat will soar again.
I hope so. And you know what's funny is bats eat ticks.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bats are like, no, seriously. Bats like number one. It's literally ticks. Yeah.
Wow.
And I got.
Wow, I never even thought of that. Damn. God, just proving once again how genius Zone is. Calls you the fruit bat. Who knew? A few months later.
God, miserable. But, yeah. I might come to lacrosse.
Yeah?
Maybe. I don't know. If I'm bored and just watch.
Come on. You can be part of the live set. We'll get you a chair. We won't say anything really controversial that'll stress you out.
Yeah. I'll tell you where I'm not going to be. At the anglers meeting. I was joking with Wesley. I said, you can count me out for that because I'll need two of these around me.
Wow.
I don't know if that was like public or not, but I don't care. I'm not going to that thing.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know that it isn't public. I mean, we usually at the end of the year, there's an anglers meeting. So it's going to be an anglers meeting, and I generally don't go to myself. So
you're going to go to this one. You have to.
Why?
Because it's going to be absolutely electric. I wish that my heart wasn't weak.
Your heart. That tells you there's something wrong with our anglers meetings. This man's heart will not allow him to attend the angler meeting.
No, it will not. It literally. You know this true too. You know it's true.
It definitely is. It definitely is strange, but hey, I look forward to seeing you at lacrosse, and I look forward to seeing you for years and years to come. I'll be honest. When I first saw your post, I was like, now there's a guy that is committed to getting out of ICAST. Posting a picture of him in his bed in the hospital. I mean, he really does not want to go to ICAST.
Yeah, like he got a hook in him and he just went to the ER. Just to get it removed.
Well, thank God you're okay. And you'll be fine. You'll overcome this. Thank God you made the right decision. And I think you definitely. Oh, I wanted to ask you, because one of the things that blew me away when I asked you throughout this process, I said, what did your parents say? And it amazed me. Your dad said he would drive you. But what did they say? Which shows how incredibly supportive they are.
Yeah.
But what did they say when you made your final decision not to fish?
No. So a couple of days later, my dad said he would drive me. Then I talked to the cardiologist, said it was his buddy. And my dad said, actually, I don't think I can drive you. I will. He said, I'll support you if you go. But he said, I can't physically drive you because then if you die out there, I will feel it's my fault. So you can find someone else to drive you, but I'm not driving you. And I was like, all right, that's fair. And I had it lined up, man. I had a driver lined up and everything.
What did they say when you decided not to fish?
They just said, it's a mature choice. I'm glad you made the right decision. Like, they knew what the right decision was. And like I said, it's just hard to make that call. It's hard, like you said, when you actually have to make the call, that's a hard call to make.
I've run a Yamaha outboard for over 30 years. It has got me home safe each and every time. If you enjoy this podcast, remember, Yamaha supports it and they care enough about you to make this ad read very short. Now back to the show. Yeah, it's easy to sit on the sidelines and say you would do different, but I mean, I feel like talking to you, you knew it was the right decision. You just had to convince yourself.
Yeah.
Like from the get-go, you seemed pretty like, I don't want to miss anything, but I also know that this is, and like you said, you got a giant reminder that's strapped around your chest for the next 3 months. So better slow down in the eating or they're going to have to adjust that Manzier on you.
I already have an adjustment on it. Seriously.
I mean, soccer players wear those, don't they? I mean, you're a soccer player.
Oh, the chest monitors, yeah.
No, but they wear like the Manzier so they don't get the chafed nipples, don't they? What do they wear under their shirt?
Oh, I never wore that.
No? Well, you do now.
That's European guys.
Oh, okay. They're different.
Yeah.
How many pieces of gum have you? Like, you're just, I mean, how many pieces of gum are you putting in at a time, bro?
Oh, it's 3.
Every time it's 3?
I go through. There are 50 pieces of gum in this. I'm a full case a day.
Have some gum, dum-dum. Gum, dum-dum. Okay, I got one more question. So you're clean. You know, like Zins.
No Zins, no nicotine.
So 3 months from now, are you like upper decker, lower decker? Are you off? Are you done zinning?
I'm upper decker, lower decker. I don't care. Actually, I'm double lower. I'm a double lower guy. I'm going to tell you what.
I've never zinned.
Really?
No, I've never zinned in my life. No.
Have you ever had any sort of tobacco or nicotine in your mouth?
Well, yeah, years ago I used to.
Okay. So
I smoked, and then I lost my smokes during a thing, and then I had chewing tobacco, but it made me throw up. So, is it the same? Like,
No, it's cleaner. It's not tobacco. It's just nicotine. Really, I wish Zyn would sponsor me.
Zyn and what is the other one?
I'll have a Zyn and Zol.
I feel like you should have them on each shoulder. The dark and the
Zol,
light.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I get accused of zinning all the time because I take, like, when I'm on stage, I'll drop, like, I have them right here, Fisherman's Friend, and I'd like to be sponsored by them. I'll throw one of those in my mouth. It's just it's a throat lozenge, right? For when you're talking lots, and I want to have nice breath when I talk to you guys. Yeah. But people will always accuse it. Like a lot on the internet, I get accused of zinning on stage, but I've never zinned. What does it do for you?
Just a little nicotine.
Just chills you out?
No. Jacks me up.
Zyn gets you jacked up.
Yeah, it's a little... Well, what does it do for me? I don't know. I mean, what does smoking do for Seth Feider?
A lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Zyn, makes me go to the bathroom easier in the morning.
Oh, does that cause troubles in the Zyn break?
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry to hear that.
It's such a shame. I don't know. I don't know. That's a really good question.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I like it, and that's why that's the gum.
Is that the hardest thing you're missing? The Zyns?
It's everything. Everything combined. Not be like, can you imagine? This is what I want everyone to imagine. One day, everything you do, they just say you can't do this for 3 months now. Done. You cannot Zyn. You cannot have coffee. You cannot have any caffeine. You cannot go fishing.
You can't recreationally fish. You can't just go out.
It's really not a smart idea with the heat. In the first 4 to 6 weeks, they said it's really not a good idea to go out when it's really, really hot and exert yourself outside in that heat. So maybe at night I could go like a 4 to 7 and sit there but it's almost, part of me is like, I can't do that because it's like giving a little taste of, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a race car driver, going and driving a whatever, I'm trying to think of a little
Prius.
A Prius does not scratch the itch.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that sort of. Now, what I will say is I'm going to ask pretty seriously the doctor when I see him. I think I have another checkup August 14th. I'm going to very seriously talk to him about, am I able to, with proper hydration, I'll bring a fan, whatever it takes, go graph and sit in my seat and graph Ontario in August, in late August, because we're going to the St. Lawrence next year out of Clayton. So I'm like, I need to figure out that lake. I haven't been on that lake more than one time in my whole life, Ontario. Ever.
You always fish the river.
Yeah. And I suck on the river. So for some reason, I was supposed to be covering on Fox the St. Lawrence River Open. Ronnie had asked me to come down, but this thing, I was like, I'm going to get too excited.
So you're welcome, Jamie Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, your heart is given to the industry is what it's doing.
I guess so. Jamie Bruce is more qualified to talk about it than I am. That's why I texted him. I was like, dude, I'm so happy you're commentating.
Oh, he'll be great. He will be great.
He's so good at it. Plus, I love Canadian accents. They're awesome. So, he'll be like, oh, yeah, hang the minnow, buddy.
It's funny because he's from Canada, but he's like from 20-something hours from the St. Lawrence River.
No, I know. But he's good there.
Yeah.
He's proven to be good there.
Yeah. He'll do great. He'll do great.
Yeah. I'm going to ask if I can graph because that'd be pretty helpful, I think.
What about getting back into fishing shape? Does that concern you? Because one of the biggest things that I find with all of you guys is, John Cox is who he is because he's perpetually on the water. Where some people would look at it as a disadvantage because you're always fishing terms, but he's good because he's always on the water.
Yeah.
That to me stands out with, the youth guys of your year class and stuff that are doing so well in the elites. Everybody points fingers to forward-facing sonar, and that is a player. But I think the biggest thing is you guys are always on the water. Does that concern you? No.
Dave, I haven't seriously worked out in 4 or 5 years, and I keep my physique. I just think I have really good genetics or something. But I will say I will the minute I can, I will be running every day and lifting.
Well, you're gonna have to. I mean, after all,
yeah, I probably will.
You're not pooping real good. You're eating a lot. You're not moving. I mean, none of this is pointing in the right direction.
An old person, Jesus Christ.
Hey, it'll be
horrible.
fine. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. And plus, what is it? July 30th, August? I have like 2 months and 15 days until I am.
You're back.
Yeah. Well, supposedly. It depends on my cardiac MRI, which that's the thing. I'm hopeful because I'm young, but the cardiac MRI is everything. So I got a cardiac MRI, the baseline in the hospital. It was like expensive. And luckily I have decent, not decent insurance. I have insurance. But the cardiac MRI basically tells you what the swelling's like, all that. And that's the biggest key for them to say you're good to go is the cardiac MRI. But you can't, it takes so long for the heart to get back to normal that they refuse to do it until 3 months. So I have 3 months. When that 3 months hits, I get my cardiac MRI. If it's not good, it could be like a month or two more. So that's an important date and an important MRI. Because if it's bad, they're like, we got to wait another 2 months. Like, sorry. Which doesn't affect my 26th season, October, November, December. But it makes it makes Christmas a lot worse.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving and the rest of my fall.
You'll be fine. I have faith.
I have faith too. Yeah. But I'm just saying that's the heart is a serious thing. And it's not, you don't want to mess with it. That's all.
Well, definitely that's the truth. And I don't know why this has happened to you, but I love the fact that we have an opportunity to talk, and I'm not here talking about you, because you're a big part of this sport, and you got a lot of life ahead of you, and try lay off the Mentos gum a little bit, and
oh boy, the Mentos gum's serious.
Well, I mean, if you just keep eating enough food, maybe the rest of your body will grow enough to accommodate the large heart.
Yes, that's a good idea.
This has been the most awkward, weird podcast. And here's the weird thing. I mean, I wanted to have you on the podcast, talk to you about all sorts of other stuff. And then this heart thing happened and it kind of dominated. So you're not doing anything for the next few months. So will you be back on here to talk about normal stuff?
Yes, I would love to do that because I am getting tired of the heart talk because it's like, but it takes over because like I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But I would love to jump on and talk about some relevant fishing stuff.
All right. Well, I'll bother you a bunch over the next few months, and
lovely.
Hang in there, dude. Lots of people sending their thoughts and prayers to you, and
I appreciate it. Obviously, everyone's been great. So
we'll see you at lacrosse. Hey, and maybe go to the anglers meeting, and I'll go. If you go, I'll go, and I'll stand up and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm bringing in my friend. We got to be calm. Let's talk like adults."
That would be so funny.
You could be the gift that we needed. Somebody to, keep the kettle from boiling.
Oh, it's going to be boiling.
All right. I don't know how to end this other than thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm happy I'm not dead.
As am I. I'm happy I'm not dead. Maybe that's what we'll call this one. Kyle Patrick, I'm happy I'm not dead.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, see you, Dave.
It's a very different conversation than I normally have with Kyle Patrick, but it's a very different situation. As soon as we finished recording, he said, I don't think I'm real good at verbalizing what I'm feeling right now. And I disagree. I think he did just fine. I don't think we can underestimate just how tough what he's dealing with is. Could it have been much worse? Yes, much worse. But still a tough pill to swallow. So hang in there, Kyle. We're all thinking of you. Make sure you leave lots of comments encouraging him. We'll see him back in 2026. I appreciate that he took all the time and was as open and honest about his situation as he was. Speaking of taking time, I challenged Tommy Wood last week to, start the Where in the World is Tommy Wood segment. Well, guess what? He delivered this week, which is unbelievable that quick. I mean, he's been dealing with some vehicle troubles, and I hope he hammers them on the St. Lawrence River this coming week. So without further ado, we're going to jump into Where in the World is Tommy Wood, and that's going to be followed by our closer, which is with Bob Cobb, as always. So until next time, enjoy being. Bob Cobb, take it away. But first, where in the world is Tommy Wood?
What's up, Mercer and Mercer fans? Where in the world is Tommy Wood? We are on the shores of Lake Ontario in the beautiful state of New York. It's the furthest north I've ever been on planet Earth. And this is freaking crazy. Like, I'm actually in love with this place. It looks unreal, but we've had a crazy day, crazy week. Some stuff has gone wrong, but we've gotten through it a little bit. Boat broke down. I was up till 11:30 before the event trying to fix nav lights and stuff. It was a bit of a mind boggle, but next day, turbo went out in the car and turbo actuator. And I haven't been able to find anyone to fix it in time, get parts, etc. But we just had to gun it here in limp mode. So the old van, every hill I was going up, had the hazard lights going on, 40 miles an hour, down to third gear, trying to get going. Down the hills, I was giving it to it. So it took us about 10 hours to get here, but we got here. We're in one piece, still rolling, four wheels are rolling, boat's all good. So some guys out there fishing at the moment, but we got one more off day before practice starts tomorrow on the St. Lawrence River for the Bassmaster Open. So I'm going to get out there, hopefully bang a few big smallmouth. And I'm pumped. Like, even though this is all going wrong, I literally got goosebumps being here because this place is stunning. So thanks for having me on, guys. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, because Bob Cobb of the Bassmasters told you to. You hear?